Well, hello there. My name is Elena. I'm an angelic channeler, an angelic numerologist, and also an intuitive life coach. So I wanted to share with you that one of the first spiritual gifts shared with me as a young girl was through dreams, which I call dream journeys. Currently, I'm almost 50 years old, and it's still a very important part on how I work with spirit. So I have decided to record this video today outside in this beautiful winter day because just only a few days ago on the powerful full moon in Gemini, which was December 15th of 2024, I received several messages by the angels in my dreams. The next day, I practiced a deep meditative channeling dream analysis, which helps me understand the messages brought forward. Now, for the collective, it was brought to my attention about the importance of grounding due to the energetic shifts that are happening now. They also spoke about the different light beings that are helping through this process and also important information regarding soul contracts and karma. Now, if you're watching this full video, stay tuned because at the end, I will share with you options for grounding. But if you only have a few minutes available, you can always search because I will divide this video in segments so you can just go and check those out separately. Now, grounding practices will be very important for the rest of the 2024 year, but it will be of the uttermost importance to practice grounding and centeredness the day before the solstice, which is Friday the 20th. And this is when the energies will be the strongest. If you find this information after that date, don't worry, because grounding is an important practice that should be part of your daily healthy routine. Well, before we begin with the main messages, I wanted to clarify a couple of things. So, first, archangels, angels, spirit guides, they do not have genders. Genders are a human construct that help us navigate the basic ways in which we both fulfill our biological and cultural approach to the development of us as species in planet Earth. That being said, you will notice that I may say she or he during my presentations. What I'm referring to is what I perceive as the dominant energy expressed based on the principles of divine feminine or masculine and not based on our human definitions of gender. Okay? Second, please understand that even though there is a call towards working with the angels during this process, the important part is always being true to self and understanding your individual preferences. So the main focus will always be the final goal. Being a spiritual anchor for self while the incoming energies move and settle. Even though it is explained later in the message why it has been encouraged working with angels, you can call upon any spirit guide that you feel most comfortable with in assisting you while grounding during this time of ascension. So let's talk about our first message, which is about the energies, the 3D reality abundance, and grounding. So Archangel Ariel called my attention that we should focus on collaborating with angels because of the energetic shifts that are happening now. Ariel is one of the main archangels that connect us to the material world and the things that we need to thrive. She represents the collaboration with Mother Earth in the manifestation of life and the abundance that we are part of. Quick little note though, when you work with angels, they show themselves in a way that makes us feel safe and comfortable. I like to laugh. So usually my angels tend to communicate with me in a lighthearted, loving way. So it's gonna sound funny, but the image of a vending machine was shown in my dream. So I asked Archangel Ariel about this symbol. And she explained that it's all about the energetic flow and how we perceive abundance in the 3D reality. So you may ask, what the heck does a vending machine has to do with the abundance, energy flow, and grounding during this ascension process? Well, my beautiful soul, at this moment, we are in the midst of this transmutation in the ascension process. We're receiving an immense amount of energy that will help us through it. So we are receiving this energy. Think about it almost as the money that you put into that vending machine to be able to create this new world as a collective, which includes Mother Earth. So that new world, think about it as those delicious treats that come out of the vending machine. So the vision implied that we are all have access to the substance, right? Shown in my dream as the products that are in that vending machine. And we all participate in this energetic exchange represented by the money. So you put money in, take products out. All of the elements shown, like the money, the food, the vending machine itself, are all human constructs. We create them. All this to say that we put energy and we access the return flow of that energy. We all have access to this very simple system. We just need to choose what we want and take actions towards that one choice. In order to know the direction to choose, it is important to stay grounded though, as the energies coming in may feel difficult to manage. Yes, they are. So we will also have to understand here that there are some souls that have chosen a different road during this time. And their polarizing energies will also be part of what we will have to be exposed to. So standing strong in our truth of who we are, standing strong in our choice of love, and standing strong in the understanding that we're all part of the collective. Each one of us, particles of oneness, is what will help us hold on steady through the movements needed to create this new reality, which has already been happening, by the way. So it is not a coincidence that Ariel is the main archangel represented here to guide us through this, since she is known as the Lioness of God, the one that represents that inner strength as we trust our faith in oneness and love. Well, the second message is about soul families, karma, and working with angels. So in my vision, I was called to notice on who was the one presenting the petition to work mostly with angels for the grounding. And that's when I noticed that they were not angels themselves. So if you have followed my work, you may know by now that my spiritual work is in collaboration with my soul family, which extends beyond the angelic realm. I also work with light beings that are galactic, as well as ascended masters. I received an explanation to share with all of you regarding the particular groups that people work with as guides, which are part of what you should call your soul family. They explain that we choose to work together because we all have soul contracts. I was surprised to hear this, as I thought that soul contracts are something that only manifests for humans. But my guide explained right there and then that everything that manifests as a being of light has a soul contract, or several. The main difference is that humans have a karmic component to it, since we're to experience existence from an emotional perspective. Humans are not the only ones, though, that experience karma. But it demonstrates really strongly within us because we operate from that forgetting. In other forms of manifestations of soul, they choose their soul contracts. And for them, it's more like goals to achieve, right? Like following a roadmap. They're expressions of beings to explore. There is no karma associated with it, since they have the knowing associated with the choices they make. They already work from a heart-centered reality, and therefore they understand the reaction to their actions. For them, soul contracts are more like a focus of experience to explore. It's an exploration of what it means to be being while you're conscious of the process, the focus of the actions, the frequency structures that of such flow, and the possible outcomes of such energetic flow. As humans, it manifests as karma because we don't remember our essence, right? So karma serves as guiding tools that in accumulation help us to remember our soul self. So this is part of the experiment of human life and the structure of how things are done on planet Earth in this dimension. The new energies coming in, though, with the ascension are associated with all of this. We're moving closer to our galactic self, where we explore life from the knowing. The energies that are flowing towards us now help us remember this. As humans, we're both to remember and practice life as focused intention, experience without the karmic weight. So the Galactic Soul Family is here to help us with the information process, since it's for the greatest good of all, while the angels are the ones that help us with the how. This is why the Galactic Family is asking us to work mainly with angels at this important moment for the assistance in the grounding. This deep anchoring will help work with the energies of transmutation that are moving at an accelerated pace at this moment. There is a need to ground and learn how to manage correctly the energies, since they are understandably very strong. The word I'm receiving to describe this phase of the energies and where they are with the interaction with us is immature. And it's not that the energies themselves are immature, but more than the energies still need to settle into this reality, this dimension, and with us. On the other hand, we, which are the souls embodied present during this shift, also need to learn how to receive the energies and at the same time how to work with them to create our new reality. This is all happening very rapidly. When we consider the linear timeline of human evolution, it's just in a few years. There is much remembering and creating that needs to happen all at once. The angels are the main force that can work with helping the humans use the energy that manifests on Earth. They have been with us since the beginning. Their main function has always been associated with the existence of human life. In order to accomplish their role as messengers, they have always been close to us, understanding the human emotion experience more than any other galactic light being. Because of this, they are the ideal ones to help us receive the energies and also how to implement them. Well, my guides also share a few important hints on how to manage our 3D reality while things may feel a little bit unstable around us. Hint number 1. Well, obviously we will discuss a couple of ways on how to ground later, but they also want to call our attention to be discerning while practicing radical acceptance. This is also a beautiful byproduct of standing strong in your heart-centered truth. Be willing to practice expanding your attention while trying not to only stay listening to the same people all the time, because this reaffirms that culture of us versus them, that separation. It is important to be able to share the table with those that have different points of view from yours. So this helps us understand that anyone, even though at the beginning you may think that you don't have anything in common with, anyone has the potential of providing important insights that evoke your personal development. It is a practice of radical acceptance for everyone that is sharing this experience called life. Remember that the whole purpose of life itself is for oneness to experience itself in unlimited ways. It is important to recognize that galactic and angelic messages will come from a large array of sources. The only thing we need to do is to be open to receive them. On the other hand, it is important to be discerning of the information. That it is a practice in itself. Since if you trust in your own inner heart center knowing, you will be able to filter out any information or frequencies that are not meant for you. Hint number 2. As you practice grounding and living from that heart center knowing, you will be able to choose your human soul family. They are the ones that you can identify as the people that you vibrate at the same frequency, with whom you feel comfortable. The safety that they represent allows expansion in truth and evolution. The soul family can also represent a soundboard. It could be virtual or in-person experience in which you feel safe to express yourself and therefore reaffirm your commitment to your spiritual path. It is a way to share who you truly are, your truth, and to a certain extent, it is a way of accountability for your personal growth commitment. It is important to note that the guides explain that this will be less and less needed as the ascension happens, since trust and the miracle of love is all that we will know and be. Hint number 3. In my vision, there was a dense pine forest. It would symbolize a few things. First, and most importantly, we are not the only ones going through the ascension. Gaia and our earthly kin are as well. Mother Earth is primary factor when anchoring and processing the energies. Second, it represents all the other earthly kins that are part of our dimension, but that we don't see as part of our regular reality presently. But that doesn't mean that they're not there. This also includes the trees, mushrooms, and animals. As we practice grounding and accept the growth that comes as part of our shift, we will be able to expand our awareness and therefore communicate with our fellow earthly kin. That's so cool. And finally, working with Earth is a symbol of trust itself. We may not know the final expression of our new reality. Just like when we walk in a dense forest on a relatively overcast wintry day, you may not be able to see beyond the trees or the top of the hill, but that doesn't mean that there's not more beyond what you're able to physically see from a human ground perspective. My guides call my attention that it's important to walk forward with determination, knowing where you're heading, right? Even if you don't see the final destination at this point, it is a symbol of trust in the process and that you are traveling forward safely in this heart-centered knowing. All right, so let's talk about grounding. What is grounding? So for this presentation, first of all, I'm referring to spiritual grounding. I'm not talking about that electrical grounding. No, not any of that, right? So grounded is a practice of connecting oneself to the present moment and the energy of the earth, fostering balance, stability, and a sense of being centered. Okay? The purpose is to help you feel calm, which I consider a direct result of being aligned with your inner self. Now, the most important part of what I just said is the connecting oneself to the present moment. So, many of us have that misconception that grounding it's something that we have to work for, that it's a practice and that we need to excel at it, like almost like a guru that does nothing but sit in meditation for days on end. Well, that is a result of a modern Western view where we are in that constant chase of an ideal. In this case, the ideal of enlightenment, right? But nothing can be further from the truth. The only thing that we need to do is to get out of our own way and just be in the now. It takes nothing but a fraction of a second to go inward and feel that millisecond that you will allow yourself just to notice your breath, your heartbeat, how your skin feels, that's it. That being said, as we develop the habit of being in the now, present, and we break free from all that modern expressions of being and chasing ideals, we can practice certain things that will help us to be present in the now. So, first of all, please remember that no self-discovery journey is linear, right? There will be moments when you feel is more a struggle than others. Therefore, the first rule of grounding is to be compassionate with yourself. We are constantly bombarded by distractions on the 3D world, right? Things to do and people to please and X, Y, whatever. So it is okay not to feel grounded sometimes. The good thing is that the moment that you are aware of this misalignment, you can choose. You can choose and change that. The second rule, the second rule is that no complicated rituals are needed. Actually, simplicity is key. Find whatever makes you feel calm, where you can create this kind of safe bubble where you regain your inner balance. Okay, so let's mention a few ways in which you can practice grounding. Number 1, breath. Our main tool is breathing. Breathing will always be available to you no matter what. You better be breathing, by the way. It can be as simple as allowing yourself a deep inhalation followed by a long, calm exhalation. As you release that breath, allow your muscles to relax. You can also explore ways to practice structural breath work, for example, like the square breathing or box breathing. I have a video of that in my channel if you want to check it out. Number 2, meditation. So meditation can be as simple as focusing on your breath or using visualization techniques to connect with the Earth's energy and your inner self, right? There are as many ways to practice meditation as there are humans in this planet. But the main goal will always be to be present. It is not to eliminate your thoughts and, just forget about everything, but to be an impartial observer of your thoughts and to see how your body feels. Number 3, walking barefoot, earthing. So just walking outside, connecting yourself with nature by walking barefoot on the grass, sand, or using a natural material like cotton. Number 4, natural immersions. Just spending time in nature, anywhere where you feel outside. It could be forest, park, or beach. Number 5, crystals. You can hold crystals, you can wear crystals. It's an element of earth, right? Things like hematite, black tourmaline, like the sky is the limit. And finally, you can do some frequency bathing. Remember that we are energy, and as such, our bodies have frequencies to help it attune in a healthy state. So using sound or light can help balance the energy of your body and achieve that inner calm. I hope this helped. Let me know which one you choose.